All right, hello.
Hello.
Today's video is going to be a bit different. This is an update video on what have we been doing the last 3 years since we made videos. So this is where we're at. This is what we've been working hard to achieve, a life here on this cold beach in November. There's people walking up there. The water's really moving today.
Yeah, we got an offshore wind, it looks like. So
beautiful white caps. I feel so grateful to God that we're here. We won't spend a lot of time out here. Obviously, it's kind of chilly with the wind, but it's kind of neat looking.
Yep.
Look at those waves. And we'll start heading back to the car.
Yeah, it's definitely breezy. It's a little chilly out here in the wind chill. But this is where we're at now.
Grateful to be here, and we give all the glory to God for it.
Definitely.
So let's see, what have we been doing? We left Wyoming.
Yep.
Came back to Michigan.
Yep. And then we were down in southern Michigan for two and a half years. 2.5 years.
Working.
So then we moved up here to northern Michigan. Down south, when we left Wyoming, we had pretty much just enough to get here and enough for a hotel room for a couple of weeks. And then we had to work really hard to get out of where we were at to get into a place where we were living at out in southern Michigan.
So we stayed in this hotel. It was $700 a week because we had 2 dogs.
Yep.
And it was hard to even find a hotel that would take you with dogs. And it was a seedy motel. Remember the lake of poop?
Oh
my God.
Oh, we got in trouble. Because,
it was horrific.
Because our dog would poop outside, or our dog would poop outside, we clean it up. But everybody else who stayed in the hotel were letting their dogs crap outside and not cleaning it up. And then when the snow melted, there was like this ocean.
Sea of poop.
Yep. So the hotel came back at us like it's all our fault. So
we were desperately trying to find a place to live.
So,
and finally, because there is no place to live down there, but I had gotten a job, so we needed to stay down there. So we got a trailer.
Yep, ended up getting a trailer to move into. Then through the help we got to get able to make the deposit, we were able to get into this place.
And we're getting back in the car now. All right, here we go. So anyways, we got into a place and we just started working hard. We knew we wanted to buy a house. We didn't want to rent. And so we got into a trailer park and the rent was outrageous. It started out outrageous, but we were so grateful for a place to live that we didn't care, because there is no place to live down there at all.
On the day we got the trailer, we had to leave the hotel room, and we ended up sitting in our car for like 6 or 7 hours until we could move into the trailer.
Yeah.
With all our stuff in the back. Her little Yaris, at the time I had an S10 pickup truck, and that was everything we owned. That was it.
Yep. So our first night there, the carpet was still wet.
From them
they did everything they could to get us in as fast as they could.
Yeah, they were really helpful with it.
But so I threw plastic on the floor, and we gave the dogs our blankets, and it slept on the floor, and we were arguing. So that made it even worse. So it was, the first night was terrible, but we were grateful and the dogs were happy. And
we ended up working it out. So a friend of hers gave us a bed that we could set up.
Yep.
And things like that, and a few things we needed for the place. And then
and I had a storage here in Michigan that I'd paid on for 7 years. So we had We had what we needed.
Yeah, we had pots and pans and dressers and
Yeah.
things like that. So, and blankets
A
once we got it
couch.
out. Yep.
We still have the couch.
Yeah, that thing. Jack loves the couch. Yeah.
But we didn't, we knew we weren't going to stay there. Our final goal, because we're both in our 60s and we're staring down retirement. So we prayed and we put our nose to the grindstone. I mean, it wasn't about having fun. We quit smoking, we quit drinking, and we worked. We knew we had to build credit. My credit was like, what was it, 430 or something?
Like that, yeah.
But I'd had 4 surgeries on my foot and still owed money, and that was all in collection. It was like, what, 29 grand?
Something, 26 or 29.
And Chance had no credit. He had never used his credit ever, so he had to build credit. So we watched a lot of videos on building credit, paying off collections. You know, when they tell you that your medical debt doesn't count, they're lying.
Right.
It does.
Yep, it does. And what they do is usually places like people who want to loan you money, even though they can't say that they're looking at your medical credit, they're using it as a basis for what they want to do.
Yeah, it's all about that number.
Yep. So what we ended up doing is we got in a bank account, and then we each got secured credit cards.
Which took a while.
Yep. And then
to save the money.
Yep.
To do that.
We use the secure credit cards. Like I use my secure credit card for paying gas in a truck or buying dog food, things like that, and then pay it off every month for like 2 years to be able to get that credit up high enough.
And our bank has a company that works with them called Greenpath. So I called them and they looked at my credit and they set up a payment plan, which was like 70% of my paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
They took to pay those medical bills down. And so on my days off, we would drive DoorDash, and that's the money we lived on every week. So I get 2 days off. We would stay out till we made $100. So we ate on $200 a week in our needs, our gas for our cars or whatever had to happen. That's what we did.
Right.
And then Greenpath, and we're not sponsored by them. I'm just telling you, don't be ashamed to go with a debt management company. They know the best way out. And you just got to put your nose down and do it. You know, just do it. And at our age, it was like we were the last sprint from third base to home.
Yep.
And that's how we looked at it. And so every dime we made was spent. Yep. And then as we went, I had the worst credit. All he had to do was show credit. I had to build credit, pay off my collections, and then build credit. So I kept adding credit cards on, and I would put my gas on the credit card, or we would order something we needed. But in the time of doing this,
and then amongst the ball doing that, the place we were renting, they every year they would raise our rent $100. $100. So we were paying our rent plus our utilities, and then the next year they raised it $100.
Yeah.
And it got to the point where it was almost unbearable. It was like,
yeah,
how much money can you charge for rent when I can make a house payment for cheaper?
So in that time, Chance's truck kept breaking down. So that was like $1,500, $1,200.
The transmission went out in my Ranger.
Yeah. Charlie got sick. He became diabetic. He was 16. I think that the whole bill on that before it was over with was like $5,000.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
And he had to have insulin twice a day. He was on special food. That was $50 a week. I mean, but through all of this, him and I, we never seemed to financially suffer. We just kept praying. It's like all these things kept coming up, but God made a way for us too.
We paid all the bills, went through it all, worked it out. And believe me, it wasn't easy. We were fighting and arguing. We were back and forth.
Credit Karma became my best friend. I watched it every day. And you just slowly watch credit go up, 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 up. And one of the medical debts, I've almost got it paid off, but I still pay $400 a month on that. I'm gonna tell you, medical bills are not funny. They're not. Okay. And I had insurance. So it was what I owed after my insurance was done paying. So once we got that under control, and
Taylor got real sick.
Taylor got sick right after Charlie passed away.
Taylor
got sick.
My German Shepherd. Yeah, she got sick. She got some kind of intestinal cancer
She had
thing.
Got stomach cancer. So.
And then after, for Charlie, her dog, she loved her dog. It was just no way.
He was my ride or die.
There was no way she was going to put him down or have him taken down like that. And after Charlie, and I always said my dog was 16 or 17. I had her since she was a little puppy. And I could not sit back and watch my dog deteriorate away. So
he had her put down.
We went to the vet.
So we went through that. That was expensive, going through that, because they couldn't figure out what was wrong with her. So we were on the comeback. And finally, Chant said, listen, we're here. You do whatever test you got to do right now and tell me what is wrong with my dog.
$800 later.
Yeah. So, and that was the deal. So we took her home, and I think Chant spent 3 full days with her and then we took her in, and yeah, horrifying things that we went through. While we were still living down there, the deal that they have going on is you're leasing to own, but you're never going to own this place. But we were so desperate for a place to live that we just signed the paper. So if anything goes wrong, you repair it. So the hot water heater went out. We had to buy a new one for that. It was $1,200
that I had to pull out.
And Chance repaired it, and then it just went on and on and on. We had family members that needed help, so any money we had saved was going out. But we weren't worried, and we didn't falter. We kept praying, and we kept working hard and saving money. And for 2 years, I think we were looking at houses, weren't we?
Yeah, looking all over. We get on what is that website?
Zillow.
Yeah, Zillow. And I'd go on Zillow and I'd put in the parameters of how much we wanted to spend, what was the amount of money that we were looking at, what kind of payment. And then I would do like a whole Michigan area search, because she's from Michigan. She wanted to be in Michigan. I'm from Arizona. So I was just like, as long as she's happy and we can get her to where she wants to be, I can go anywhere. It doesn't matter to me. So we looked and we looked and we looked.
We looked at houses, the pictures on them, they look like palaces. You're like, this is it. You're excited. You get there and you find out that the roof's caving in or the basement's caving in. Or we looked at one that was sliding down a hill. It looked like a beautiful house. But we really didn't know where we wanted to live.
Right. So I got to the point where she always talked about where we're at right now. She loves it here where we're at. So I just focused in on that area, on this area. And then,
and it was like magic.
We had 3 houses.
I got offered a job transfer up here.
Right.
And in the same week, the house that we bought is here 2 minutes from my job.
Yeah.
So, God gets you there. He does. But it's a workout.
Yeah, for like 4 months, we were paying rent down there and the utilities and making a mortgage payment up here.
Our rent down there ended up being $1,667 a month plus utilities.
And then plus our mortgage payment up here, it was taxing.
But we didn't suffer, and I think that's the point that we're trying to make with this video is that when you're doing what God wants you to do and you keep your faith, you don't suffer. It doesn't matter. What I learned is whatever life threw at us, we overcame it, and we didn't suffer through it. It was a lot of work, but we didn't suffer. So after we bought the house, we got a U-Haul that was $900 and brought the heavy stuff up. And I commend my husband because I've got a bad back and I can't lift a lot. I can't, my back, it's not about pain. It's just my body won't do it anymore.
It wasn't a small U-Haul. It was
it was a big one.
The next size down from the biggest one they had.
Because by that time we had a bed. We bought
2 beds, 3 dressers, couches, stuff like that. TVs, you name it, usual household
Oh yeah, we
stuff.
filled it up, and we still had the boxes that were in my storage from when I started traveling because I hadn't unpacked them. I mean, most of it is the things that I have from my parents and my sister when they passed, and I just never had time. We were working so much, I never had time to go through any of it.
So for 2 months after we moved the U-Haul stuff up here, we load up our cars, pack them full, and then every weekend we drive up here with our cars packed full of stuff. And then the very last day we were there, our cars were stuffed to the gills with everything we could get in there to get it all out. It was a process. It was.
Man. For 2 old people.
But the main thing, like she was saying, is give your life to God, put it in His hands, and tell us, Lord, this is all you. You just give me the strength to make it, and we put all our faith and trust in you. And by doing that, and through the faith of God and faith in Jesus, we're here. We managed to make it from the hole we were living
from zero to owning a home.
Yeah, we went from zero to zero to zero to owning a home.
So to say that, to tell you that we're grateful to God, we're grateful to God. I'm going to tell you, there were times Chance and I were screaming at each other, do you just want to get a divorce? Because it was rough going. It was not. It wasn't easy.
Yeah,
it was not easy on us. It made us stronger, though. It made our relationship stronger. It made our bond for each other stronger, because him and I, we're polar opposites. We are. But we come together on the important issues, and I believe that together him and I can move mountains. But it really shows you the tenacity. If you stick with it and you have faith in God that this is what He wants you to do, or He's going to help you do it, He'll throw the opportunities in your way. The eagle's never going to shit on your porch.
The devil's always in the way. He's always trying to tempt you. He's always trying to make you second guess yourself. He's always trying to make you fail. And that's his job. I mean, I understand that's what he's doing, but he's not doing it in my life. I'm not going to have it. We're not going to have it. And if by what we're saying or helping or talking to you, it's helping to give you the perseverance and to put your faith and trust in God that you can do it too. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be what you want. But I can almost guarantee you, God's not going to give you exactly what you want, but He'll give you what you need.
Usually, when He gives it to you, it's better than what you could have ever imagined for yourself.
Yep.
But we had started making videos 3 years ago because my friends and family want to know what I was doing, where I'm at, how you living your life, how you doing. And it was just easier to make videos. And then for me too, when my mom and dad passed away and my sister, there's a lot of times in my life where it was like, I really would love to hear my mom's wisdom or my dad's wisdom, or and for my kids and my grandkids, I mean, do they really know who I am or how I feel about things? And when I pass away, wouldn't it be nice right now if I could turn on a video and hear my mom and dad talking about something? I would love it. I would love it. And so I'm hoping that down the line, my kids will find these videos, or they'll watch these videos and they'll find some comfort,
Yep, hopefully.
I do. It's like a legacy. You guys should all do it. You should do it for your kids.
My parents are still alive. They're out there in Arizona, but they're definitely getting up there in years. I love them to death, and I wish I could be closer. But if they called and said, "I need you right now," I'll be on my way.
Yeah.
So.
And him and I, we're not here to make money. Yep. We're not doing this to make money. If we made money off these videos,
it's because of God.
It would be because of God, number one, but we would donate it to something, probably an animal shelter somewhere to help animals, because I'm a dog lady.
I'm kind of a people person. I find myself helping people all the time. Or talking to people, like around here. I ran into a couple of people that are handicapped and talk with them at McDonald's and stuff. And there's a lot of people need a lot of help and a lot of understanding. Believe me, we've been there. We have people step up and help us when we really needed it too. So we're grateful, and we try to pass it on. try to do the best we can for people. So
that's the point right there. No negatives. No, we're not telling you we're superhuman. We're telling you if you work hard, your heart's in the right place, and you're living for Jesus, all things are possible. And it's never just going to be handed to you, but what's ever worth it if somebody hands something to you? It means more when you work hard.
yeah, kind of on that aspect of you won't respect it or care about it as much because you didn't work for it. If it's just given
Right.
to you, you're like, so, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. So keep with it. Keep praying. And these waves, I'm just intrigued. I'm going to turn the camera around so you can see them. But can you imagine? This is my view every day. Every day I get to see this now, and I'm so grateful. I mean, I could have never wished this for myself. I would have been grateful for a little house in the middle of nowhere. But look where God put us. And I'm so happy. Just keep praying, stick with it, build a strong foundation with God, and love each other, because in the end, really all you have is each other.
Right. That's it. Just nail it right on the head. So,
Yep.
Love you guys. Be safe.
Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.